Okay, I'm here with Anthony, and we're going to talk the NBA free agency that's coming up on the 1st, which is just a couple days. So, first thing I want to hit this off with is that to prove my ignorance and obviously how much he knows about this, um, I know the Orlando Magic are supposed to be doing much better this year, and I know you got them for five. So, that was part of his steal of a deal. Am I right on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. I mean, uh, they definitely made some they have moves in the draft, and they're a very young team, and they finished very strong last year. So I was surprised more people didn't jump on them. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal that I got them for.
Yeah, well, that just proves how little people know about the NBA. but but that's part of this league, you know. You don't have to know everything about everything, so that's part of it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So what else do you think is going to be doing better than people were probably thinking?
I mean, this year in NBA, man, it's going to be uh, a very competitive year. I mean, typically there's not a whole lot of parity in the NBA, but so many teams made moves, and there's so many injuries that happened last year that are going to carry over to this year. Man, it's going to be very competitive. I mean, you got San Antonio, who had their star player hurt, Wimby last year. He's coming back, so obviously they're going to improve. The Lakers, they're going to get a full year with Luca. Um, so they're expected to be uh, improve. And then, even though they did finish second last year, I mean, the Rockets got a huge trade with Kevin Durant, who's arguably top five NBA player if he stays healthy. So they improve their chances. And then you got a young Detroit um, who's getting Jaden Ivey back this year, who could also improve. So man, it's a lot of teams are going to have a chance to improve this year. It's going to be very competitive in the NBA.
So for all the Pacers fans out there, how far do you think they're going to fall?
Oh man, I'm going to put them at somewhere between 40 and 45 wins, and maybe earn the 10th seed for a play-in playoff spot, or just miss the playoffs.
Just barely sneaking. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I think I know another team that's on the list right here that everybody's expecting to do better is the Hawks. Is that correct?
Yeah, they could. However, I know their star player, Trey Young, he did ask for a trade. He didn't get it. So that situation is going to be interesting to see if he still wants to play there. Um,
So that's not resolved
but
yet,
that
though. So they're going to start the season and it's not even resolved.
Yeah, it's resolved. They resolved it, but he got some more money. But uh, well, it's gonna be interesting to see if how what his attitude is while he plays there.
Hmm. Well, it doesn't seem like he's too smart to not have a decent attitude because maybe other people are not going to want you. But then again, talent still
Yeah,
pays. You know, you would think
yeah.
drama would matter more, but I don't know. Um, so who on the top do you think is going to go down besides like the Pacers?
Well, I mean, just for the same reasons the Pacers did, the Boston Celtics, they lost their star player too, who got hurt. Um, I forget if tore meniscus or something like that, so he'll miss most of next season. So they're definitely going to fall. Um, I, I think that's the only true ones that might you consider fall. Memphis might fall a little bit. Their management hasn't decided what they're going to do, if they're rebuilding or if they like their core players. They traded a couple people that were core players, and kept some, and then you don't know situation with John Morant. There talks about that's their star player, and they're talking about maybe offering him up for trade. So you can't tell if they're rebuilding or if they really want to buckle down and build around John Morant and stay playoff contenders. So they could very well fall. They were an eighth seed last year in the playoffs. Had a good young squad, but they did trade a couple key parts. So everybody's wondering what they're doing. So I look for them to fall.
Okay. What do you think about the Knicks and their new coach? Who is their new coach, by the way?
Who was their coach? They shouldn't have got rid of.
Thibodeau. Yeah, that was crazy when that happened.
Yeah,
Even I thought that was nuts.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, that was. I don't
They did better.
understand
Why do
that.
you fire somebody that did better? Like the next year, you went further in the playoffs than the previous year. So why would
Yeah, it could
you
be anything.
why would you fire a
Oh, but
coach that
they.
does
Oh,
that?
Mike Brown is the new coach who. I mean, he's decent, but he's always had a superstar. You know, everybody when he coached LeBron, and so he had LeBron in Cleveland. So yeah, I don't understand that move. I don't, man.
You think they messed up? I
They're
mean, they think they just fired him and they were just we'll find somebody better, and then they found out nobody better was available, and they just kind of fell back.
I think it was more so Thibodeau's kind of he's his own man, and you know if management says, "Hey, we're thinking about this," he'll tell them, "Nah, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. This is who we are." And I just think it, they didn't like that and said, "Hey, we're going to kind of go somebody who's going to bend to what we want," and that's kind of why they went the Mike Brown route.
Hmm, interesting.
I don't think defensively they'll suffer. I think a lot because Thibodeau is a very hard nosed defensive minded coach. But offensively they should be fine. And from an owner standpoint and a league standpoint, right now the NBA is focused on just putting points up. Defense is not a key thing for them.
Hmm. Do you think they're getting away with the big heavy minutes they put on the star players?
No, I mean, I mean, I don't think it'll be as much as last year, but I don't think they can afford to. I mean, they
Their
don't. The
bench
Knicks
isn't good
don't
enough.
have um, much of a bench, so those players are still going to be 35, 40, 45 minute players.
Okay. So I picked up the Bucks on my trade. How bad of a trade did I make with that?
They're kind of like that Memphis group. Everybody's wondering like what is going on there. Everybody's wondering if Giannis is happy, and they paid Damian Lillard all this money, and then they let him go, and they lost some role players, and so everybody's just kind of going, what is Milwaukee doing there? They still have one of
Yeah.
the top three players in the league in Giannis, but it's just everybody's wondering what that management group is doing there. Nobody knows, um, and they're up in the um, nobody knows where they're going to land. Um, I mean, because the X factor is Giannis. Like I said, he's a top three player. So if he's on all year, then he can take them all the way to the playoffs, and they can be a 3 or 4 seed if he plays great all year. But if he doesn't, then man, that's that right now. That's all they really have,
Uh,
and they could be. I think they're still a playoff team, but they might be around that 7 or 8 range playoff team.
okay. I don't think this is gonna be my year. Let's look at between that and the Braves. I mean, like the Braves are just still killing me. We're talking about NBA, not baseball, right now. So let's see. So right now, our top three guys. Let's look at their basketball teams and then See what we can do from that. So Aaron's got Rockets and the Clippers. You already said Rockets are going to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, yeah.
The Clippers aren't going to be a negative. Probably not.
Man, the Clippers have a lot of talent, but it's old talent. So if they can hold up, then yeah. But if not, they got a lot of old good players: James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George, and they're all getting a little bit over the hill. But at one time, they were great players, MVPs. So we'll see how they have yet to complete a full year together. So we'll see if it holds up.
All right. So that's not looking so promising. Collins only got the Knicks. And John, who somehow got two of the top 5-point baseball teams. Okay, great. He's got the Celtics and Cavaliers, and we already said the Celtics are probably going to be a negative. Well, I don't know if it'd be a negative. Well, yeah, probably a negative. And then, but the Cavaliers are still going to be really good.
Yeah, they're young, and they exceeded expectations last year, and they're basically bringing back the same team. So, yeah, they should be pretty good.
We were talking the last time of like, not to keep whining about the Braves, but like, I got that negative. I'm curious to see how many people by the end of this entire season end up with a negative that they weren't really expecting. I mean,
Yeah.
I just feel like
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, so right there, the Celtics. I mean, I think you're going to be doing surprisingly well considering you're not even playing for this year. You've already decided you're going to play for, what are you going for, 2027?
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. Most of my teams will pay off.
It's like your target year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel everybody's kind of got a team that could end up being a negative at some point. So we'll see how this all averages out at the end. Except for Matt, poor Matt. This is what happens whenever you play with your heart. Okay, this is what happens when you play with your heart.
Yeah. you didn't offer to trade him the Braves?
I should have. No, I don't. The biggest problem with that is that the cap space, because I paid so much for them. I paid 75. Who's gonna?
Oh, that's right.
Nobody could take on 75. That's the problem. Like, I don't know. Last time I saw John, he was telling me that he's kind of figured out a way to pitch me an offer for the Braves because he thinks they're going to be next year. But next year's a totally different thing. I might want to keep them then. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
Yeah,
yet.
I mean, it's kind of hard to say, but I mean, you take away all the injuries, who knows? They're definitely doing better. It's just, it's a very odd year for that to happen to the Braves.
Yeah, no, it's because I picked them. That's why. Yeah. All right. I think we're good. You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, no problem.
See you later.